When Zen tells you a childhood sweetheart who has differed constantly since childhood, it manners are best friends, which bound them closely together from an early age, in one of Zen's eyes. Tangshu is scheming, anxious and always targeting her. The most unforgettable grievance is that he reported her puppy while at high school, and been her fast crushed abruptly and getting her severely punished by her lover. This incident left a lasting branch, making her hold an attitude with him for years. Even as adults, they remained distant and hostile, treating each other with cold indifference and constant bickering. Everything changed because of an accidental phone call. Chatting with her best friend, Winston joked passionately about working to touch her friend's figure and guessed the breast enhancement secret without striking the caller ID. She answered the call and blurted out the teasing words, only to find that the listener was Tanju, in a deep and ambiguous voice. Tanju asked seriously if she really wanted to touch him, wondering when Jin repeatedly spun and embarrassed. She stammered an explanation that she had mistaken him for her friend and it was just a girl's joke. Tanju did not tease her further, instead informing her that the accounts were gathered at his home and her mother had cooked her favorite sweet and sour ribs, asking her to come for dinner. Politely to endure her mother's nagging, Wenxin had no choice but to go. The elders chatted happily after dinner, used to their hostile relationship. Left alone in the living room, the atmosphere was awkward and stifling. While Wenxin was scrolling through short videos, Tangshu suddenly questioned whether she was in a relationship or having ambiguous chats with others. Frustrated and annoyed, Zin explained that she was distracted while he insisted and misread the call. Yet Tangshu looked utterly skeptical. Infuriated by his distrust, she left early at great pleasance. Late at night, when Wenxin was about to sleep, Tangshu sent a series of extremely ambiguous and bold messages, completely abandoning his usual cold and aloof demeanor. Thinking he was indulging in inappropriate fantasies about her, Wenxin angrily warned him to apologize if she would tell their parents. Just as she was about to block and delete him, Kanji sent multiple high-definition photos of his low-defined ABS. The sexy and attractive photos shocked Wenxin, subverting her perception of the reserved and taciturn Kanji, revealing his hidden soul aside. As she complained about his bold scale, Wenxin was secretly attracted and saved the photos. Since then, they formed an unspoken ambiguous tacit understanding. Kanji regularly sent updated fitness photos with increasingly bold styles, from simple abdominal shots to what might as looking trendy outfit close-ups. Wenxin quietly accepted his overtures, indulging in this secret and thrilling intimate interaction, and their relationship deteriorated from hostility to subtle affection. During a family dinner gathering, Wenxin nearly got hit by an electric scooter while going out to buy watermelons. Kanju pulled her into his arms instantly to protect her from danger. After the crisis, he deliberately pinched the soft flesh on her waist to tease her, brazenly claiming that her waist felt soft and nice. Grateful for his rescue, Wenjin could only hold back her anger and let it go. On the way back, they sat in awkward silence. Tanju's deep and meaningful gaze kept falling on her, making her extremely uneasy. Later, he borrowed her bedroom computer under the pretense of filling out forms, deliberately teasing her and making her vigilant. Gradually, Wenjin realized their secret interaction was overly intimate in crossing boundaries. To avoid irreversible consequences, she decided to stop the ambiguous relationship in time. She deleted all his photos, lied about having an online boyfriend, and told him to find his own partner. Taeju fell silent after reading her message and stopped taking the initiative to contact her. On KYXI Festival, Wenjin attended a blind date party organized by her best friend. Where she met Frankie, a sunny and outgoing freshman boy. Frankie was sweetly content, calling her elder sister constantly, making Wenjin flatter and develop a favorable impression after drinking slightly. After the party, Frankie prepared to send her home, but Tanju appeared abruptly, snatched Wenjin away domineering lie, and drove Frankie away under the pretext of her mother's instruction. He warned Wenjin that Frankie was a fickle playboy worthy of her, ruining her new romantic chance. Contrary to expectations, Frankie took the initiative to contact Wenzin the next day, acting gentle and considerate without resentment. Just as Wenzin waited and planned to develop the relationship, Hangshi sent her photos proving that Frankie had intimate hotel encounters with two different women, exposing his scummy nature. Fully awake, Wenzin thanked Hangshi for waking her up and agreed to a dinner with him as a reward. Hangshi drove her to an ancient town in a neighboring city, tasting local specialty hot pot and delicacies. He prepared all her favorite snacks patiently during the long drive. After dinner, he accompanied her to visit the ancient town and patiently waited for her to finish her unworn Irish-style ancient costume made up without any impatience. Amid the crowded scenic spot, he protected her from her accident every time, making one get really feel his explosive protection and tenderness beneath his sharp tongue. On the return trip, Wenzin fell asleep and woke up to a strange unfamiliar smell in the car. Tenji presented with excuses as spoiled milk and gasoline odor, temporarily calming her doubts. Meanwhile, her best friend broke up with her boyfriend after realizing his poor character. Soon after, Wenzin reunited with her first love, Summer Ui, who had become mature, successful, and gentlemanly. Summer Ui took the initiative to pursue her again, and Wenzin agreed to get to know him anew, touched by his thoughtfulness and propriety. Tanshu disapproved of her choice and warned her, but she was blindly infatuated and too rejecting people, which triggered a quarrel and estrangement between them. Just as Wenzin was about to confirm her relationship with Summer Ui, Tanju sent her conclusive evidence, exposing that Summer Ui was relied on an older wealthy woman for career resources and high monthly allowances, even purporting to share his benefits with Wenzin to maintain their relationship. Disillusioned, Wenzin decisively cut off all contact with Summer Ui, feeling depressed but thoroughly grown and sober. During her low mood, Tanju stayed by her side silently, taking her to relax and taste delicious food, healing all her sadness. During a subsequent family gathering, the sweeping robot broke down. Tanju asked Wenzin to fetch his screwdriver from his bedroom desk. Finding nothing on the desk, she pulled open the door and accidentally discovered his biggest secret. It was full of candid photos of her, ranging from her high school uniform days to her adult gamey looks, recording every stage of her growth. Shocked, Wenzin recalled all their past interactions and suddenly realized the truth. Tenju was childish teasing and bullying in childhood, were just clumsy ways of attracting her attention. His report of her puppy love was mixed with jealousy and worry for her future. All his subsequent protection, ambiguous temptation and silent companionship were long-lived as hidden and deliberate of. A missing night jest and strange cross-mouth were all proof of his secret obsession and possessiveness. During a family camping trip by the wetland park, Tanju sneaked into an absence tent late at night after everyone else rested. He finally confessed his years minus long secret crush, admitting that he dared not confess openly for fear of making her hate him more. He tried every way to get close to her, learning her preferences silently and approaching her in the most clumsy way, holding her hand to his ABS. He asked her to be his girlfriend, promising to dote on her and let her believe him for a lifetime. Moved by his sincere and humble confession, Wenzin let go of all past grudges and chose to give him a chance. Tanju also confessed his unique obsession, revealing that he had only lose control and to be soft for her. The extra chapter exposed his hidden secrets. He deliberately let her find the photos to reveal his feelings, and he had kept her lost night dress as a lifelong collection. The arrogant and sultry childhood sweetheart finally reaped the long-minus cherished love he had hidden for years, and the two ushered in a warm and mutual affectionate ending. John Xi's rage faded into heartache and guilt instantly. All his harsh words and disgust were directed at the imaginary outsider, never the girl he had cherished and protected for years. Seeing the scar on her knee, he felt both angry and distressed, questioning her recklessness and risking it all. All misunderstandings and estrangement escalated completely. John finally summoned up her courage to admit her mom minus hidden enough for him. Kangxi immediately proposed marriage. determined to give Hand the child a legitimate status and a stable home. John Mayan agreed nervously. They talked through the past sufferings, see his childhood traumas, broken parent-child relationships, and years of loneliness. John Mayan finally understood that his coolness in recent years was only deliberate restraint. Afraid of losing control and hurting her with his impulsive love, he kept a distance on purpose, and the thought of finding his sister Midas in Midas' law was nothing but jealous indication. All misunderstandings were cleared, and their hidden love finally saw the light. Before getting the marriage certificate, John Mayan accidentally found the withered rose petals from the bouquet Duan had given her, which had been secretly torn and discarded by Zhongji out of jealousy. She fully realized that all this coldness, alienation, temptation, and paranoia were undisguised deep love. Finally letting go of all scruples, they registered their marriage, cutting the years of hidden love, humble companionship, and tangled misunderstandings into a mutual and perfect happy ending. And reassuring embrace wraps around her from behind it as her long-missed lover Yuchen. He holds her gently and comforts her softly. Come on, let's go home. After a long silence, the system finally responds, explaining why it had lost contact earlier. Extreme fluctuations in the world's date, triggered by Fang Hui's overwhelming obsession, forced the system to activate an emergency protocol to avoid unknown risks. Keeping its earlier promise to Yu Chen, the system directly sent him into the novel world at the mission's final, dangerous moment to protect her. Having survived the crisis, Song King bursts into tears upon seeing her beloved again. She chokes out the entire story, telling Yu Chen the fates of Fang Hui and Fang Shiking. Filled with sorrow and regret, she begs the system to save the sacrificed Shiking and the fallen deranged Fang Hui. Yet the system gives a cold reply. They are native characters of the novel world, and their life trajectories and emotional choices have long deviated completely from the original plotline, falling beyond the system's power of intervention. Their fates cannot be reversed, nor can they be saved, leaving her only to mourn in grief. It is then that Song King finally understands. The gentle smile Fang Shiking gave her in her final moment, and the quiet words she failed to hear clearly back then, were a soft yet resolute confession. Mom, I will always love you. This sensible, gentle girl sacrificed her own life to sever all obsessive entanglement, pave the way for Song King's return, and safeguard the perfect life waiting for her in TNTN. This 30-day transmogrification mission ends with profound regret, silent sacrifice, and a tragic mad finale. The Song King successfully returns to the one she loves. She carries an irreparable guilt and lingering longing in her heart, forever a regret that can never be